you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNINews video. Now we've got a lot to cover today, but before we jump into it, I just want to shoot you a reminder that we've launched recently over on the TNI message boards a new section. It's a classified / marketplace set up very much like an eBay type deal where you can list stuff. Now it's not quite as elaborate as eBay. Pretty much all transactions are handled between emails or private messages. You can't put up things and then process with credit cards or stuff on the actual website. But it's a classified type section. You can upload images with your listings, things like that. You can share it on your social media feeds, and it's just another step that we've taken in trying to create the ultimate action figure collecting community. I know a lot of you guys like to sell stuff, or you're looking to buy stuff from other collectors. Harder to find stuff, and we've already started to get quite a few listings on there, definitely with a lot of Marvel Legends stuff. I've put some stuff up there myself, and I tried to put some stuff, I went into my stockpiles and tried to pull out some stuff that I thought might be hard to find and tried to list them at fairly reasonable prices. I looked online to see what some of these things were going for, and I definitely tried to list them as a lower price, not trying to price gouge anybody. But I've got some things on there like the Marvel Legend Captain America 80th anniversary figure, the PS4 Spider-Man Marvel Legend figure, first appearance retro Storm and white outfit. I even put on there, I had the this past year San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set with the collector, but somebody already bought that one. And I also have 2017 Black Series Grand Admiral Thrawn. So again, if you want to check that out, especially in these trying times, it may be a way for you to help make a little extra cash, or since you can't go out to the stores quite as easily as you once were, just able to find stuff that maybe you're looking to add to your collection. So again, hopefully you do check it out, and I have a link in the video description below. Okay, so let's get on to the news today. And first thing I wanted to share with you, well, something simple. We have our first in-hand, or at least good in-hand image of Hasbro's Star Wars Black Series Baby Yoda figure. So this figure should be hitting shelves pretty soon. This one showed up on eBay, and I would expect probably you'll start seeing it on retail shelves by next month, maybe the end of next month. Okay, and then for you Transformer fans, this week we got a reveal of the Generation Select Super Megatron figure. Now this is being released by Takara Tomy, though it does look like Hasbro is going to be giving it a limited release here in the United States as well. Now, I'm not terribly familiar with this version of Megatron, but it's said to be based on his appearance in the Transformers Battlestars manga, so I've never seen that before, so again, I'm not really familiar. But I believe this is a remold of the Titans Return Galvatron figure that was previously done, but looks really cool. Is said to be between the size of a Voyager and Leader class Transformer, and it is got basically comes with a big giant cannon, and just looks really cool. I like his robot mode. I think his robot mode definitely looks really cool. And if you're a fan of that Transformers Battlestars, then this is probably one you're definitely going to want to check out. Now the biggest news of the week probably I would say comes from McFarlane Toys, and this week they kicked off their Kickstarter for the original Spawn remastered action figure that they teased at New York Toy Fair back in February. So this it is a 7-inch scale figure that they're doing, and does seem to have more articulation than many thought it would, at least 20 points if not more. They haven't given a specific number of points of articulation. They did release this video kind of giving a breakdown of the articulation that the figure is having. Now, I would say that the figure that they're, the new images they released, this is still very much an early prototype, maybe even the same one that they had on display at at Toy Fair. So I don't think all the articulation is incorporated in the figure that you're seeing in the images, and I do expect it to have more movement than what you're seeing here. But again, this is basically a recreation of his original Spawn action figure that he did back in 1995. The original figure was a 5-inch version, and this one is 7-inch. You do have the big giant cape that has the folding sides, so the cape has some articulation to it, which I think is cool. I'd love to see them do a Batman figure with this type of cape, you know, reminiscent of his artwork that he did back in the day for DC Comics of Batman. Now, there are different versions of the figure. Now, the Kickstarter kicked off yesterday and has been doing amazingly. The goal of the figure was to reach a funding goal of $100,000 in 30 days. It reached that goal in under 12 minutes of it opening. Literally, I mean, I sat there and just watched the price pledge amount just go up like you're watching the national debt go up or something. I don't know. It was amazing to see. I don't watch a lot of Kickstarters, and generally the ones I focus on are just action figures, but I've never seen a Kickstarter that's gone that high that quickly. So as of right now, as I'm filming this, and it's still under 24 hours of having gone live, it's already obtained over $500,000. It's at 792,316. So definitely this thing seems to be very popular, doing very well. Definitely seems to be successful. I know some people, you know, they've had some, you know, complaints and stuff about it, and I think are valid. I mean, I would have loved to see the articulation. You know, I don't think it has as much articulation as the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn figure that was just released. I think it is under that. That's what they told me at Toy Fair, that it would have, you know, definitely more articulation than the original figure, but not quite as much as that Mortal Kombat figure. But overall, I think the detailing on it looks good. Now, there's several different versions of the figure that you can get, and if you haven't checked out the Kickstarter yourself, and I will put a link to that in the video description so you can do so, but I'm going to go over the different versions of the figure that you can get. So first of all, you get, there's a $40 version of the classic Spawn. That's the classic colors and everything, just like the original figure done back in 1995. Again, it is a 7-inch scale figure. They're saying it has about 20 moving parts to it, so around 20 points of articulation. You're going to get included is a clamshell type package that looks very reminiscent of the original figure, but it is resealable, so you can take it out and then you can put it back in the packaging. So if you're a mint on card type collector, you can, you know, keep it displayed that way. There's going to be a comic book with new artwork drawn by Todd McFarlane himself included with the figure. And then the classic Spawn figure just comes with the basic mask head sculpt, and then he's got a weapon that he comes with as well. And then that the figure is going to come in this special slipcase packaging, which doesn't have, it's not windowed or anything. So in order to see the figure, you have to actually open up the slipcase and everything. But it does have that outer slipcase packaging as well. Now, the listing based on the Kickstarter is saying these figures will start to see delivery in November. So I guess that's when it'll start arriving in your mailbox. Now, that's the classic Spawn figure. Then there's a modern Spawn figure that has more of a paint scheme like we see with the Mortal Kombat 11 figure with the black and everything. So you can get that one. And then probably the coolest thing, everything that came with the classic Spawn comes with this one. But you do get a different head sculpt. You don't get the regular masked head sculpt with this one. Instead, you get a shoelace face head sculpt. So if you want to get the shoelace head sculpt, I believe the way they have this broken down is you have to get this version, this modern version of Spawn, to get that shoelace face. So I'd probably, I mean, depending on how many of these you want to get, I'd probably get the classic, and then if you want the shoelace, you can get the shoelace face. Should fit, I believe, pretty sure, 99.9% sure that the shoelace face, if you get both the classic and the modern, you can stick that shoelace face on the classic body. But again, you have to get the modern version to get that face. Then there's a third one, and all of these cost $40. All these basic figures cost $40. And the third one is what's called an artist proof Spawn. So it's essentially a black and white version of Spawn. And that one pretty much is just if you're into that kind of artist proof type thing. You know, that one probably would be my, if I had to leave one out of these, that would probably be the one that I would leave out. But again, if you like that kind of prototype look for your figures and stuff, then you might want to check that one out. Then there is a different tier for each figure that includes an autographed plate by Todd McFarlane. So you can basically put it in front of your figure, what have you. It has Todd McFarlane's name. And that one, again, they're offering that with each one, the classic, the artist proof, and the modern version. And if you get it with the autograph, then it's going to cost you $80. Then there is a $160 version, which comes with 2 additional head sculpts. So this is, you get with this one, and this might be the one that if you're going to end up, if you want to get more than just one of the figures, this is the one that you probably want to go with, because this will include the classic spawn, this will include the modern spawn, and this will include the artist proof spawn. And then you get, with this one, you get the classic masked head sculpt like you do with the regular classic Spawn figure. But then you also get an Al Simmons, just a regular human head Al Simmons figure, which will come on the modern. So you don't get you don't get the shoelace like you do if you buy it singly. You will have to, again, if you want that shoelace face, you will have to buy just the straight up modern figure. But if you buy the modern figure with the this 3-pack set, then you get the normal human Al Simmons head, and then the artist proof head comes with a screaming head. So again, I mean, if you want to get all of the head sculpts that are being offered, you basically would need to get the artist or the 3-pack set, and then also buy the modern figure separately to get all the head sculpts as it's broken down right now. It would have been nice if they'd given us an option not to have to buy the modern figure twice, but there you go. Right now, this is according to the Kickstarter, anybody anywhere in the world can buy this figure. They're not limiting it to people just in the US. However, you are responsible for paying for shipping. So shipping cost will be estimated, and then also that won't include taxes or anything like that you might have, if you live outside of the United States. But if you are somebody who lives outside of the United States, it's going to cost you more, but you will have an option of actually being able to get these. So I actually think that's pretty cool. So overall, like I said, seems like this campaign, even though some people have had some complaints and such about the figure, regardless of that, the campaign itself has already been a tremendous success. We'll have to see how much, what the final total is at the end of the 30 days. But like I said, right now, we're almost at $800,000. So, and that's less than 24 hours. So definitely, I would say this has been a major success for McFarlane. And again, if you want to check out the Kickstarter, if you haven't already, I do have a link to that below in the video description. Okay, and then the final bit of news I have for you guys today is on the wrestling front from Mattel. Now, Mattel last week, right before WrestleMania, they released images for a ton of figures, and I'm not going to go over all of them. I will put a link to our story about all the different reveals they made last week. These were they were meant to be on display at the WrestleMania event. They hold an event before the actual WrestleMania where fans can come in and stuff, and the access event, they call it. And they were going to have these figures on display there. Obviously, that didn't happen due to the coronavirus pandemic, and so they ended up revealing these all online. But we got to look at a ton of new Mattel figures, probably out of the basic stuff or regular wrestling stuff. The coolest to me that stood out for their Ultimate line, they're going to be doing a Hollywood Hulk Hogan figure. Now, we only got to see a prototype image of that figure, not like the final version in any way, but that one definitely seemed cool to me. We're getting a China and Triple H 2-pack that's actually going to be released as a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to that one. And then also Becky Lynch is getting the ultimate treatment as well. She's going to be in Wave 5, and that Hollywood Hulk Hogan figure is going to be in Wave 7. And then beyond just the regular stuff, they also revealed the official images for their third wave of Masters of the Universe WWE mashup figures, Masters of the WWE Universe. So we had seen these figures at some of the conventions and stuff, but again, now we've got the official images. So this wave, and again, this is the third wave, and like the previous 2 waves, these will be released at Walmart stores. These are Walmart exclusives. And the third wave is going to include The Rock. We're getting New Day, the New Day with the Manny faces changing face option, where you've got basically you can change the faces to the 3 members of the team. So that's one of my favorites. We saw this one. This was one of the figures actually revealed when they first debuted the line, and definitely I think this is a cool one. Looks like Manny faces, but you know it's for the New Day team. Then we've got Braun Strowman, and then the final one is the Undertaker, which I guess is supposed to be a takeoff of Scareglow, and Undertaker does glow in the dark, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about in the comment section below. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification. Stay safe out there, and until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.